Come on. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually going to turn me up a little bit. I'm actually going to turn that down a little bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first, we'll call this the first post-reach rating video stream. Or, the first reach, rating video. The first rating video after I recorded and uploaded the reach rating video, which actually has a good suggestion, so I'm actually going to go ahead and have a pen and paper ready to go, because I don't do Woolston proper stuff. So, but yes, this is indeed the SOTN rating videos. So I'm just gonna set this up a little bit to make it nice and crystal clear that I am actually paying attention. I did do this for Rondo mostly because this is the first time that it happened. So we are starting with SOTN. So, if I pause the music occasionally, that's to give future Alex a point to chop, so that way he can, that way it's a little more seamless going from clip to, thingy, right? So, SOTN. I definitely enjoy SOTN, and here is the explanation for the positives and negatives that I gave it. 3 sessions, no cheats. Let's do it. Do it. 33 was the story. 30 plus 33 to story, and the Requiem version, specifically the HD version, the one with Yuri Lowenthal as Alucard, Michelle Ruff as Maria, and David Vincent as Richter. Why couldn't I think of his name? So let's go ahead and do so. So I gave the general brickwork a single positive, and then I just gave a whole bunch of different areas that I thought would emphasize the good brickwork, Eric, which is generally how I feel it is. So the general quality of the brickwork, Eric, gets a positive, and then everything else just gets stuff. I probably won't put up examples on this one, mostly because, I mean, it's all over the place. Okay, so the marble gallery and outer wall, the entrance, the marble gallery and outer wall, the library, the chapel, the castle keep, the Colosseum, the caves, and the tombs. All of those are just really good place, really cool, and I just kind of really like. I really like the design, the way the environments look, right? I felt the doodad usage was actually kind of interesting, though only really in the library and the catacombs did it really stand out. The sprite, I've always liked the sprite work, Eric, especially on Alucard, or specifically, as I honestly feel Alucard's sprite work deserved 2 positives. And then, of course, a triple for the actual enemy designs, because the enemies look really cool in this game, and yeah. I agree with you to that. Oh, and the bosses as well. One for the bosses. Because the bosses specifically have a lot of cool look to them. Right? Then there's the animations, which are all nice and fluid and awesome and... Oh, hell yeah. Then there's the game's use of atmosphere, which is honestly helped by it feeling good when you're playing as Alucard, as the atmosphere adds to the sense of his power. So it's less of a creepy atmosphere and more of a you kind of feel the power Alucard wields kind of thing. It's kind of neat. There's some good visual storytelling on display. Hey, some good gameplay story integration. These are kind of hard for me to show, but the visual storytelling is kind of it's kind of like stuff like, for example, the background's getting lighter as the game goes on, kind of thing, right? I mean, because the sun is, slowly starting to rise. Love the background details. There's so many details in the background that it's like, I could sit here and list them, but why would you want to sit here and listen to me list them? Just go watch the stream. It's only 5 sessions, And that's the other reason it never occurred to me to put like little representations, because, yeah. Actually, what I might just do is I might put muted footage over to kind of show what I'm talking about. To make these rating videos less static, because this was just meant to be like an explanation, right? Although I guess I could just start linking the streams too. But anyways. Music direction. Lots of good use of music direction. I like how this game ties into Rondo of Blood, so that's an external continuity positive. I mean, the game starts literally with the final battle from Rondo of Blood, for crying out loud. Alucard as a protagonist. Good stuff. Maria, I felt Maria was interesting. And as we kind of slowly see her start to trust Alucard. And I gave Patrick Sates' performance as Dracula a positive as well. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and do a timestamp here. To make a note to get a clip of Patrick Sates saying something.
Ha! Mankind! A cesspit of hatred and lies! Fight for them, and die for their sins!
And now that we're back from that clip, let's continue. The intro, which I chop after Slagra and Gabon, sets things up nicely. Not just in terms of being a direct sequel to Rondo, but also Alucard's arc as well, in my opinion. The reveal of Richter as an enemy is actually a nice subversion. And it's kind of like, whoa, what the fuck, kind of a moment. That one I can just put up as, put up as a thing, because that has nothing to do with St. Vincent's over-the-top performance. Then there's the Alucard ending, which is one of the bad endings, and is gotten if you beeline for the fight with Richter after the Colosseum and without seeing Maria again. And as it is a nice insight into Alucard's character. It is unsatisfying, but again, that's kind of the point. Wait, as I pause the music again to make a timestamp at the 10-minute mark.
Mankind knows little but war and desperation. What other way of life did Belmont know? He and Father chose the same path. Farewell, homeland. I shall never see your beauty again.
And I The Maria ending, which is gotten after getting the holy glasses with her and then beating Richter. It is short, to the point, and shows that Maria does indeed care for Richter. Do a pause for the cut. No, we did get the Maria
So
ending.
you made it.
Alucard, where's Richter?
I'm sorry.
Thank you for stopping him. This must have been his fate somehow.
Are your travels over then?
No, not until I learn what brought him here, what made him.
I understand. Heaven guide you, Maria. Farewell.
Goodbye, Alucard. Heaven guide you too.
And then come back. The whole confrontation with Shaft, if this is in the reverse castle, by the way, is awesome and is an interesting concept that honestly, that is honestly one that I wish they would explore more, which is the whole making whatchamacallit. I might go ahead and I might put this as the clip I used for the demonstration of Patrick Sates' vocal performance. Patrick Sates makes the whole confrontation with Dracula before and after his fight kind of awesome. So I don't really need to make a timestamp for that. I do think the ending works well despite the weird variations. Variation A, which is with less than 196% of the map, is nice because they wish Alucard well and he just kind of leaves. But I like the more than 196 variation better because Maria chases after him. 39 positives to story. Now let's get into the negatives, shall we? I find the voice direction to be pretty bad. And I've heard Michelle Ruff act, and this ain't it, Chief. Yuri Lowenthal, meanwhile, can vary wildly from scene to scene, and don't even get me started on the wonkiness of Richter yet, because that's meant for perfect ending, a perfect time for that song to end. Don't even get me started on the wonkiness of Richter, because future Alex is about to explain why because I'm actually gonna go talk about I'm actually going to talk about two things right quick here. First of all, the dialogue in this version may be better translated, but it loses the cheesy charm that made the OG dub so iconic. The OG dub was cheese incarnate, and we love it for that. This version, it honestly feels like both the dialogue and the voice direction, from the dialogue and the voice direction, that they are taking this story way too fucking seriously. There was kind of a cheesy charm of like a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek feel to it, But then then there's this, and I'm sure nobody's going to agree with me. Because the reading of the line, I should actually make a timestamp before this. Give myself a timestamp there because the reading of the line
What have I done?
is bad. It's awful. Awful. Mostly because it is over the top in such a melodramatic fashion that it takes me out of the moment so hard. I honestly think it is the worst line read in the entire game, and that's why I ended up giving it a triple negative. Negative. But what's funny is that that's it. That's it. Only 6 story negatives. And most of those are because of the because of the Requiem version's redub, which kind of sucks if I'm honest. So let's move on. Now into the gameplay now. SOTN's music. Do I even need to explain myself for this one? And admittedly, the only song that actually got a full-on, hang on, let me see something. Okay. It doesn't have that. Okay. Give me a second, because there is one song that actually got a positive on the Requiem version. And that is... if I can quickly find it here... There it is. Is this one. The end credits song from the Requiem version. This is a song called Mournful Serenade, and I actually really, really like it. It's honestly one of my favorite Castlevania songs just in general, and I adore it. Adore it for that. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the Tower of Evil Mist song, so we can continue. The boss demos return, and those are good. There's the gameplay story integration thing. I feel there's good boss design in here, as several of the bosses feel very good to design. I'm actually going to make a quick timestamp without pausing, just so that I can make a note of this. Because I actually want to put... But what I want to be showing is Gabon and Slogera there. Because I feel like that's a good representation of just the kind of thought that went into the boss design, right? I feel the power progression curve is easily worth the triple positive, because seriously, by the end you can become stupidly powerful, especially if you farm the Chrysogrim. Holy shit. I love the core combat in this game. I am, like, honestly, after I stewed on it for a while, yeah, I ended up giving it a triple positive. The weapon variety. There are so many different types of weapons in this thing. And I can pull anything anytime I'm in the menu in the late game. But there's so many weapons to choose from that I'm just like, yeah, no, I feel like there's a great variety of weapons, and a lot of them feel different too. Like, you won't mistake how a rod feels to use versus a sword. You won't, a two-handed sword will feel a little bit slower than a single-handed sword, or yada yada yada. right? Right? Then there's the itemization, which is insane. And I ended up following the lore runner's example and gave 2 positives to the normal castle and 2 positives to the inverted castle for the itemization. So, which just goes right back to the weapon variety. So, but it's just how the items are placed throughout the entire thing, with a special shout out to the Chrysogrim, which is the game breaker. Let's just be real. I mean, the Chrysogrim, like, I'll probably show, like, the final battle against Dracula just as an example, because that thing's insane. I think this is the fairy song. Huh. Anywho. I gave the overall design a positive just for the castle's layout and its connectivity. I feel there's a good flow of the exploration. You are constantly filling out the map, and it's awesome. I like the visual distinction enough to give it 2 positives, because I never have to question what the hell am I standing on, kind of thing. There's some good visual navigation on display. Okay, so that was 2 positives. A lot of this just comes from the do I agree with list, so a lot of this is just, no, yeah, I agree with Laura on that kind of thing. I gave 2 positives to the controls. They feel responsive, arguably for the first time in the whole series, in my opinion. With special mention to how awesome Richter is to control, because seriously, why the hell do some people, like the lore runner, say he's hard to control? He's not! Once you get your head around him, he is freaking amazing to control. There's great encounter design, great enemy design, in both the normal and the inverted castle, so I actually decided to take a page out of Lore's book and give enemy design in both a double. Enemy variety was another interesting one, as I gave 2 positives to the normal and 2 positives to the inverted yet again. Some people might think that this is going over the top, but at the same time, I'm like, no, actually, I think that that is actually fair, because, let's face it, when you get to the inverted castle, it's a whole new ball game, really. I like the spells. I gave them a positive. I gave the sub-weapons a positive. I don't like how to perform the spells, but that's something we'll talk about in the negatives. I felt the gameplay pacing was exquisite and gave it a triple. I gave viscerality a triple because you have so many attack options, it easily makes me feel ridiculously powerful by the end. I enjoy the HUD. I think the map is good. Good. 51 presentation positives, 2 gameplay. That is insane. I don't know if that's a record, but that is definitely insane. The prologue of replaying Rondo's final battle is just plain fun, as Richter controls so much better than he did in Rondo, and you literally cannot lose thanks to Maria. I gave the intro on the gameplay front a double positive instead of a single positive. I feel it's a good warm-up and features that awesome taste intro with the Richter and a taste of power as Alucard. So yeah, no, double positive to that. Then I gave some positives to some boss fights that I enjoyed. Orlox, who was just fun to fight. Granfaloon, Un is as good as Legion fights tend to be in the series. I'm gonna try and make sure to put like images of them up on here. I actually like the Maria fight that was added in the Requiem version. I like the Richter fight regardless of which ending I'm going for. And then the normal castle in general is just damn fun to run through, and yeah, so I ended up giving it a triple positive as well. With special mention to the upper areas, which got 2 positives, as well as the lower areas, which were triple positive. And then I didn't give any more gameplay positives until I fought Galamoth over in the Inverted Castle. I find that fight to be awesome and a great challenge. Then there's the Inverted Castle itself, which, despite the overuse of the final Takata-san, is damn fun, and I enjoy it every single time. So triple positive there. And then there was the outro fights. I like Shaft, even though he's a stupidly easy fight. Right? And Dracula is just damn fun and satisfying to take down as the final boss. He's not hard, but he's definitely fun to fight. I also gave the outro plus, that's because regardless of where you start it, it's damn fun and enjoyable. I also like Richter mode and Maria mode, as I feel like there's a lot of really cool, again, I like controlling Richter, and Maria as a glass cannon is actually kind of interesting. Now, then there's the replayability. Not only would I replay this game again, but there are several challenges that can be done with it. And honestly, I think that means the replayability should get a double positive. For a total of 77 positives to gameplay. Now let's get into the negatives, because we got a few to talk about. We've got 12 to talk about, so let's talk about them, shall we? I find the Requiem version's options to be just plain unacceptable. Like, the Requiem collection, as I said during my Rondo rating video, the options are unacceptable. Then there's casting a la carte spells, which is just finicky as fuck, and I've always hated it. Hit to the tune of 2 positives. I find using items clunky and cumbersome because you have to equip the item and then use it, which is just, oof. I find the interface is also equally as clunky to me. I don't know, I find just, it lacks a lot of things that would make fiddling with the inventory just that much better. I don't like having to go to the librarian every time I want to look at the bestiary. That's just lame. It's also not helped by the info in game just in general being lacking enough for 2 negatives. I mean, without looking it up, good luck knowing which enemy drops the Chrysogrim, just to name one example. Knockback for the usual reasons. I hate getting flung around. I'm not a fan of fighting the Fleamen or the Medusa heads. And yeah, I ended up giving them a triple negative. There's 14. Oh. What? That needs to be 2 lower then. Oops. My bad. I did get this right though, right? 33? Yes. Okay, my bad. That means I have to quickly adjust that. Okay, give me a moment. This will not take me long. I'm just going to update it live right now. Come on, load, you piece of shit. Load, you piece of shit. Which actually means it's only 1 point above. Now I gotta see if it changes anything over here. Give me a second. It really doesn't. It really does not change a thing. I mean, it literally doesn't move. Interesting. Very interesting. Thanks for that one, story of the original dub. But yeah, that is of course the Requiem version of SOTN. Actually, what's funny is there's one more spot I can actually change it to. And I should. Because, yeah, that actually makes a degree of sense. Change it over here. And we'll just go ahead and make it nice and crystal clear in the description of the final round of SOTN. So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, you would think we were done, right? No. Now it's time to switch over to the XBLA version. This probably won't take me very long, but yeah, no. Let's quickly go over this one, because a lot of it is basically the same. This is basically the same review, except I got through this one in two sessions rather than 3. So, the story on the XBLA version got a +40. The brickwork was all the same. The doodad usage, all the same. Sprite work, all the same, including the enemy designs and the bosses. Animations, atmosphere, visual storytelling. Let's go. I'm just going to quickly go through these except for this one right here. Call me insane if you want to, but I love the cheesy nature of the voice acting, with Alucard and Maria being legit. It well done, while everyone else having a campy quality to it. In fact, I think the scene that I will probably go ahead and utilize right here, as that's on ends, which is perfect timing. Holy crap. Will be 3230 OG dub Alucard and Maria.
Wait a moment. You seem human, and yet, what do you here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Then we have the same purpose. I'll trust you for now. I'm Maria. Who are you?
Alucard.
Not the talkative type, I can see. Well, perhaps we'll meet again, if you live that long. Farewell.
I guess she does say a bit of an emasculating thing, doesn't she? Whatever. One thing, I will say Maria sounds a little like she's a bit too older than she canonically is, but I just kind of shrug at that. Right. Which, of course, the clip that I paused the music to go ahead and say, showing off Robert Belgarde's performance, which I feel is unfairly mocked I think he is an awesome Alucard, my opinion. Then there's Maria being interesting yet again, and of course, you know I had to give us positive too.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you.
Because it is such an iconic line. And honestly is only seen as terrible in my opinion because of the delivery. Then everything else was pretty much the same. Minus whatchamacallit. So yeah, I added what was that? I added a positive for the voice acting, I added a positive for Robert Belgarde's performance, I added a positive for What is a Man, and I actually chopped out some negatives too, so there you go. Oh, because I had nothing negative to say about the story. I had no negatives to give the story on the original dub. That's why story negatives just says hi. Oh, also, one thing I have to comment on is this line right here. So, future Alex, if you could go ahead and give us a timestamp. I will give you a timestamp. You give us that Bible verse.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul? Matthew 16:26, I believe.
Why the hell did that? Did the Requiem version remove that Bible quote? Seriously, why? It's awesome and a great way to display Dracula's character. Oy vey. Gameplay was actually a little bit less than the XBLA version, mostly just because of minor things. The overall package was way better. Well, not way better, but was better on the original dub, my opinion. So, music was a triple positive. The demos, I think this is all the same. Let me just go through it. The itemization, the flow of exploration, the visual distinction, the controls. The sub-weapons, is the viscerality, the map. Obviously, Maria mode has to be removed because it's not in this version, but Richter mode is still great. So yeah, 3 positives were removed. Requiem, Maria mode, and then I think there was one other one. The options were fine. They were whatever. In the original version, and then everything else, every other problem that I had was still a problem. So, yeah. And that's it. So yeah, it really is just the cheesiness of the XBLA version that I find more appealing. That way so that's why I didn't want to do 2 rating videos. I just wanted to kind of just do one nice big long rating video because, again, I've only spent 38 minutes on this. My raw footage on the rating video is just 38 minutes. And that's going to add, and I'm going to be adding like a minute or two more. So, there you go. But that is it for me. That's SOTN, ladies and gentlemen. And it's awesome. Let me know what you think of this format down below. Oh, and hey, if this takes off, if this becomes actual worthwhile, I will probably continue to do this. I'll probably do this for a few more rating videos, because I won't be getting feedback on this rating video for, God, a solid couple of months. Regardless, though, that's it for me. I will catch you guys in the next one, which is Aria of Sorrow. That'll be fun. See you in that one. Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walkers signing out. Have a good one.